Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 113, and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. So hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with us. And if you're new here, we hope you stick around and you like what you see. Like I said in the beginning, this is a crafty channel, and today's episode is all about knitting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yep. And but before we get into the crafty goodness, a little bit about us. I am Erica, the mother-in-law. I am married to my high school sweetheart. We have 4 children, 3 sons. Holden is 28, Thomas is 21, and Ralph will be 16 in a couple of weeks. And Mary Rose is 7.5. And go ahead.
Well, I'm married to her oldest. We also have 4 kids. We have 3 boys. Mason is 5. Theo is 2. Isaac is
1.
Still 13 months.
Oh, okay.
If you want it in months. And then Paisley, our daughter, will be 4 on Monday.
Yep. And we are a homeschool, multi-generational household. There are 11 of us here in this house. So it's loud and crazy and fun. And sometimes you get that in the background. But hopefully it'll be quiet today. And there will be show notes in the description box below where you can find us on social media. Our Discord group, which is free to join and where we host all of our knit-alongs and make-alongs. Our website where we have free patterns on the blog. Our RAVELRY information. Our Ko-Fi, which your generous donations help us send out our giveaways and prizes and buy pattern prizes and that kind of stuff for the Rose Opal Knits community. And our spread shop where we sell our merch. And any makers that we mentioned that have YouTube channels, they'll be listed below. Our local yarn store's website is listed below. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Okay, so it's an all knitting episode, and I have 2 finished objects, and Daphne doesn't have any. Psych, she does.
Okay, I have 2.
She
you
does.
want to count them as individual?
I just, for one time, it would be fun for me to have like finished objects and Daphne not to have any.
I
got bored. But most of the time, she's the one with the finished objects, so.
I got bored this time. Okay, she would have, but I got bored.
All right, so I have 2 finished objects, and I'll go first because I'm wearing one. So this is my Ranunculus, and it was pretty much finished last episode. I think the last time I showed it, I was right down here in the hem, and I was gonna knit it a little bit longer, but then I decided it was a good length to wear with a dress, which is how I have it on right now. So I think it looks cute. And the sleeves, they're actually a little bit shorter than I prefer to wear, but I'm kind of liking them.
I like it.
And I did make a couple of changes. Up here, it was because I messed up. Well, one change was because you couldn't really see the design element in the pattern anyway with this yarn. The other one is in the lace section, and that's because I just messed up. So here in the lace, it's supposed to be like a lacy diamond, but I accidentally knit an extra round before doing the next yarn over, so then I just decided to do 2 sets of 3s.
They look like little cherries.
And I knit size 2, and I used US 8s, a US 8 and a US 9, which is a 5mm needle and a 5.5mm needle. And I'm gonna knit another one. So this is the yarn that I used, and you can see all the variations in the yarn when it's up close. And I had 5 balls. I only used 2. So I have 3 balls left over, and they're not mine anymore. I just gave them to Daphne. But in my stash, I had 2 more balls of this exact yarn.
Just in a different color.
Just in a different color. So I'm just going to knit another ranunculus out of it. And I think it would be fun to get like a navy blue or a brown dress. I mean, it'd probably look cute on a gray dress even. I don't know.
I think you could wear it over a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Maybe denim.
Because I mean, there's red too in there.
Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like this one is going to limit me to like a black dress.
Mm-hmm.
But
you
anyway.
could totally wear it with jeans. I know you won't wear it like that way, but still, like, that's how I would wear it.
Uh-huh. But I was going to say something. I'm not going to cast it on right now though, but I did put the 2 balls into the bag that I had this project in, and I took the needles out, but I have notes so I know what needles I used. And when I decide to cast that on, it'll all be there ready for me. Pattern's still in it and everything. And that project lived in this bag that I bought from Amazon. It was marketed as a knitting craft bag. But I have seen it on Etsy since, but I think it was cheaper on Amazon. I don't know. All right, you want to talk about your finished object?
Sure. Mine's little. Like I said, I got bored. I made my daughter 2 scrunchies. That's it.
No, we got to talk about
No, I know,
them.
but that's all. That's my finished objects.
Oh.
They're technically 2. So I did not follow pattern. I provisionally cast on for the first time ever 64 stitches, and then knit.
Wait, you did your first provisional cast on after knitting all these years?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Did the first one. So this is the first one, the bigger one is. And so I did 64 stitches for both of them, provisional cast on. And the first one, the bigger one, I knit for 4 inches. And then, like, picked back up those stitches and undid the provisional cast on and Kitchenered it. Right, so that's that one. And then the second one, I only did 2 inches. So I made it a little bit smaller because the scrunchie isn't like being a scrunchie. You know what I mean? So I have one on my wrist, actually. I have a little one. But you see how much extra fabric there is?
Yeah, I think you'd have to cast on more stitches.
I need more stitches, is what it is.
Yeah.
So I want to do that. I want to make them bigger and more scrunchy-like. But she liked them. She was happy with them.
Yeah, they look cute in her hair, too.
They're cute.
And did you bring up the elastic that you used?
Yeah, it's in that basket. 1 second.
Okay.
And I crochet. Look, there's a crochet hook, too, for proof. Oh, I used the US 3, what is that, a 3.25 millimeter needle?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the hook I used is this one.
No, US 3 is a US...
3.25.
Okay.
Isn't it? I don't know right here. I guess I could look. Instead of guessing. 3.25.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, my bag is a Mountain State Stitches bag too. And the yarn she chose is this one. It's like kind of deep stash. I knit my niece a hat out of this. It's Hobby Lobby's authentic hand dyed in the August rose color. It does have stellina in it. It's gold, I believe.
Yeah, it looks gold.
It's like,
or rainbow.
Yeah, I don't know.
That looks kind of rainbowy.
Yeah.
Iridescent.
Yeah, kind of goldy, iridescent. I don't know, this is it. She really liked it. So I made her 2. I'm probably going to make more. Try to figure out how to make it more scrunchy-like. Because that's the thing with knitted scrunchies. Because I looked for one first. And none of them were giving that scrunchy look as much. Like, I mean, yes, this looks like a scrunchie. You would think this is a scrunchie. But this is not what I wanted. I want the extra floof. Extra fabric. You know what I mean?
I wonder
So,
if it... Yeah,
I think I need a looser gauge for one. Because it's the fingering weight yarn on a US 3. So it's not like super loose, but it's also not super dense either. So I'm thinking maybe
looser than a sock, obviously.
Yeah, I think I want to go up 1 more needle to US 4 because I don't want, obviously you don't want it to be too loose, you know what I mean? But I think I want to go up 1 more needle size and maybe cast on like 80 stitches for her size, and I'm thinking like over 100 for one from my size, maybe like 100 plus is what I'm thinking. So, but this is like a kid size, and then that's like, I don't know, they're both kid size. That one's just smaller, you know what I mean? But the elastic I used, I ordered it off Amazon. I didn't even check how wide this is. I'm sure I can.
We can put a link because if it's Amazon, we can put a link in the description box.
It's quite a bit too.
And you just knot it once you get it in there?
Yeah, I just don't, like, I tied it like 3 times to
Okay.
make sure it would stay.
All right.
But yeah. But then, like, if you think about it, if you put a hair tie in a scrunchie, if that hair tie snaps, you're out of luck. You know what I mean? I feel like you could technically feed this through. You know what I mean? And then tie a new piece if it does snap. Which is why I went for the elastic. So. That's what I got.
All
she
right.
liked them.
Yeah,
she wants
cute.
more. But I want a more scrunchy like, so.
All right, in this bag by Random Fandom Bags, I have my second finished object, and they are my sister-in-law's mitts, fingerless mitts. Here they are. I knit her a matching hat back in, I don't know, January or February. And now these are the fingerless mitts that go with them. The last time I only had one that I was working on, and this is where it was. So I finished it and then picked up for the thumb and knit the thumb, and then I knit this entire fingerless mitt. So I don't know what to say. Okay, the yarn is Dream in Color Bumblebee, and the colorway is Luxie 749, and it is a 2-ply bulky weight, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. I had 3 full skeins of this, and I had a little bit of yarn left over from a skein from the hat, which the pattern is a 1-size hat, and I'll have put the pattern name on the screen and the designer. And then I had some from another skein left over from the mitts. And then we're just gonna transition into works in progress, because with my third ball, I've casted on a cowl.
Oh no.
So here it is. Yeah, I know. I have a really long tail. I did a long tail.
Oh, that's just a tail?
Yeah, I did a long tail cast on.
I was about to say, that's all that.
And it's really long. And the other, it was just yarn caught up.
You can't see anything you're holding up with the mittens on. It makes it very hard.
Well, there's nothing there to see. There's just 2 rounds.
Here, let me hold it.
So
I feel like it's very hard to see. The yarn's kind of busy. This is on a small cable, and you got the mittens on.
Yep. So I've cast it on a cowl, and I'm just writing it as I go. I'm basing it off of my Almost Basic, is that what's called? Almost Basic cowl that's free on the RoseOpalKnits blog. But obviously that's a worsted weight cowl, so this is bulky weight, and I am changing it up a little bit, but I casted this cowl on a US 11, which is an 8mm needle, and I cast it on 92 stitches. So, and that's, you know, basically we're starting out with some 2x2 rib. That's basically it so far. I'll let you know more about that when it's finished. All right, what do you got?
How many works in progress do you have?
1.
Oh.
I finished 2 things. It's only been a week since we recorded.
I am more than 1. Alright, anyways, we're going to start with socks. So this is in a Mountain State Stitches bag also. And this is Holden's sock. I'm on the toe. I kind of just stopped. So this is where it was, up there. I think it's like right past the gusset. So I finished the foot and started the wedge toe. And that marker is just how I count. I don't put a marker every 10 rounds. I move it as I go 10 rounds basically. So that's marking 80 rounds. There's 90 rounds on his foot. So it is a fingering weight sock, 72 stitch on a US 1.5, 2.5mm needle. And then just a stockinette heel flap, the gusset, and then a wedge toe. And the yarn is, what is that, Dye-Lot Studios in the Golden Rose?
Yep.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
And then the contrast is a mini I just had. I do not know what it is. It is a 20-gram fingering weight yarn. So that's a sock. It will get done. But that's, I did work on the Green Giant sock, but I only did like 4 rounds, so I did not bring it. And then I think I worked on the Patons Croix, but again, I think I only did like 5 rounds, so didn't bring either of those up at all this time. So, do you want me to keep talking, or do you want to talk?
Yeah,
I'll talk about this one, because the other one is new. But in my Winnie the Pooh bag, this is by Fancy Boy Designs on Etsy. It is the So Basic by Maxim Sear, something like that.
It'll be
I always forget it.
Yeah.
But this one's hard to show. This is also for my husband, and I was wherever that marker is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I finished the body, and, well, I finished the stockinette and then started the body, right? So that's all done, and I had him try it on before steaming it, and then I steamed it to get the difference. It grew quite a bit. It grew probably at least 1.5 inches, an inch, not 1.5 inches, half an inch to an inch. So, and it's a little short still, but that's just a steam, so I'm sure it'll fit perfectly. And then I picked up the sleeves, and I found out how I knit this. I cast on for the extra large, and then it was going to get too deep, so I stopped in between the medium, in like the amount of increases for the medium and the large size. So the body is the large count, like stitch count, and the sleeves are the medium stitch count, is how I balance that out basically. And so that sleeve is where I'm working right now. And I've done 3 decreases so far. So. And I'm knitting it on a US 8 5mm, and then the US 7 for the ribbing, which is a 4.5mm. And then the yarn, I have 1 full bar.
How close are you to gauge with that?
I don't know. I haven't looked actually.
Oh,
I haven't
okay.
checked it, but I did make an actual, like I did a true gauge swatch actually when I started it, and you were worried that I used this yarn. I used my other Barocco wool that I have in a darker gray.
Gotcha.
So I did a gauge swatch, and I did not use any of this exact yarn. I used darker gray that I have, because this one is the Barocco Ultrafine wool in the Stonewash color. So, and I have one that's darker, and I use that basically. So this, I have 5 balls of total, and this one, I mean, it's squishy, like. So I have this and 1 ball. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm still
I think
nervous.
you'll be fine.
I'm still nervous, though. You know what I mean? Because I mean, that's a lot of knitting. Because I'm sure I'm gonna have to knit the arm longer than the pattern says. Because he's not actually a size medium. You know what I mean? So I'm sure I'm gonna have to knit it longer than it is. But
I think you'll be all right.
I think he likes it.
That's what we're gonna go with. You'll be all right.
We'll be all right. I think he likes it. So it's okay. But yeah, I need to get back on it, but I did something else. So, but if you want to talk about yours before I talk about mine.
Okay, the only other thing I worked on, well, I did a couple rounds on a sock too, but that wasn't worth bringing up here.
Sometimes the socks aren't worth bringing if there's like barely anything.
In my bag by Red's Lady Creates is my daughter's Scotch broom. So once I finished my Ranunculus, I picked this one up as my next finished top. And so this is an adult pattern by Wool and Pine. I'm knitting the smallest size for my 7.5-year-old daughter. And this is the top. You seam up here to make like the neck. And then it's like a drop shoulder with the lace.
Are you going to have her put it on and then decide where to
sew
it up?
No, I think I'm going to sew it up and then see if I have to take it out. That's fine. I'll sew it up and I won't like weave in the ends. But so this is where I was the last time I showed it. And so I guess I knit about 1.5 inches, 2 inches.
Almost 2 inches, yeah. I think.
Yeah. So you want to hold that? This is on a US 5, I think, which is a 3.75. Is that what that is? Can you look, please?
3.75.
Okay. Thank you.
I feel like the color isn't showing up as true.
And the yarn is Anastasia by Sweet Tea Yarns by Molly Klein Design. So I think that's
cute.
Yeah. Not a whole lot to say, but hopefully this will be done soon. That's my goal, to get it finished.
I have one more project. It's in my Noble Character Crafts bag, and I cast on something new. It is not for my husband, and I'm supposed to knit only for him, but...
Well, you already knit for Paisley.
I knit for Paisley. That was my... I was bored knit. Which is funny, because, like, I have socks. They're stockinette, too. I so did not need to cast on a scrunchie to knit for her. But I did that. And then I was like, I'm still bored. Like, I was hoping that would,
invigorate you to finish the sweater?
Not even that. Like, make the want to cast something on go away, and it
Oh,
didn't. That was
okay.
what that was supposed to be, was to, like, get rid of that. And it didn't. So I was like, oh, I want to cast something on. Okay, well, before I show you this, before I cast this on, she finished this, right? And that same day, I found the Margaret Tea by Joanna. Here, I have it pulled up. But, ooh, no. There it is. But anyways, so it was free the day it showed up on my Instagram. So, of course, and it was like only 32 hours, you know. So it was 32-hour sale. It was free. And I was like, that is so cute. I want that. And as I'm telling her about it, she's like, oh, here, look, I have this yarn too. So her yarn, you know. And I was looking at it, and it said you use 2 yarns. You use a fingering weight and a mohair, assuming that you held it double, you know, together throughout the entire thing. You don't. So I was hoping to use this. And then I had some black Hobby Diablo, and I was going to make it. But now I don't think I can with this yarn, because this is technically a DK weight on its own. But I think I might try still.
Yeah, you still
I
get,
think I
it's
might try
definitely...
to. Oh, and I wasn't gonna open it, like knit it open. I was going to modify it and make it closed, because I just like the little ruffles on the sleeves. So I'm thinking maybe just make like the smallest size, you know, go up a couple needle sizes, and that will fix the gauge problem.
Maybe you just have to try.
But then I was
this is
thinking,
a thinner
how
DK
cute
anyway.
would it be as like just this yarn as like a full sweater too, you know what I mean? With some sort of mohair detail. I mean, I could totally hold the mohair with this too. You know what I mean? Make it more black.
Okay.
I don't know. I wanted to make the Margot top with this, but then I was like, well, this isn't gonna work. So I changed up my mind, and I was like, well, I'll cast on something that's on my Make 9. So I cast on I pronounce it Un. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced by November Knits. It's EUN.
It'll be on the screen.
Yeah. Well, whatever. So I cast it on last night, and this is how far I am. So
what needles are you using?
I used a US 9 for the ribbing, which is a 5.45, 5.5.
No. US 9 is a 5.5. 5.5.
Is it? That's a 10 that it's on right now, which is
a 10 is a 6.
Yeah, so it must be. So that's where I'm at, and I don't know which size I'm knitting just yet. You don't have to, you technically should decide, but I haven't decided yet because I didn't need to, basically. So I'm going to just...
I guess you'd only have to decide if you were worried you didn't have enough yarn.
Well, the first 3 sizes, basically, which are where I would be in between anyways, the first 3 sizes you cast on the same amount anyways, you know? And then you just do the raglan deeper than on the other sizes, basically. But... So I just cast on, and I'm going to decide later where I'm at. You know what I mean? So,
did you show these?
No, not yet.
Oh.
I haven't talked about the yarn yet. I was talking about the pattern. So I don't know what size I'm knitting. Basically, it's the point. This is how far I am. I'll let you know next time. Maybe. No, I won't. I shouldn't knit on this anymore. But anyways, so the yarns...
Yeah, you should get back to holding stuff.
It's so pretty, though. I love it.
It is pretty.
But the yarns are these 2. And they've been in my stash for a while. This one... I've had since my daughter was a baby, and she's almost 4. So I got it 3 years ago. And this in Alabama, too. So this is the Knit One Crochet 2 Elflin Tweed. It's a fingering weight yarn. Look, there's a tag on it, too. I bought it on sale, too, which is why I bought it. And they're 50 grams, so they're 208 yards. Fingering weight yarn. It is 60% merino, 20% baby llama, 10% bamboo, and 10% tweed is what it is. So And then this one is Hobby Metallico, which is 70% polyamide, 20% acrylic, and 10% merino wool. So it does have some shine to it.
Mm-hmm.
So holding them together.
It's got like a coppery thread that runs through it. But I feel like that beigey gray, like fluff, kind of takes over.
I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Looks
really
good.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
So all I want to do is now knit on this, which is not what I should be knitting on. I need to finish that So Basic. So basically, this yarn is older than that sweater has been on the needles, which was kind of crazy. Because, I mean, they're so close, though, too, because that's 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're old.
So
this
you
one
got
I was
into
pregnant
deep
with
stash.
Isaac.
Uh-huh.
So.
Mm-hmm. Mary Rose is downstairs singing.
Yeah. They're deep stash.
Yeah.
But this, and I only have one more thing that's on my Make 9 that just needs to be cast on, but I'm not casting it on yet because it's a cardigan.
That's a folded over collar.
I wasn't going to do the folded over collar, so that's 4 inches of ribbing too. I wasn't going to do it, but then I was looking at the other pictures and I felt like it actually needed it. Sometimes I feel the pattern doesn't need the folded over. I think this one did. So.
Yeah, because it's kind of loose, so.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this though. And I just want to make it. But that's all I got.
All right. We don't have anything else to talk about?
No.
All right. Okay. All right. That's it. I guess I can get to editing this episode. It's only 26 minutes long. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. We will have an episode next week, and then the week after that we won't. Right? I think that's the way it's going. And okay, join us in the Discord group if you want. And I like that, you know, a lot of you are there because I can see your stuff because I'm taking a break from Instagram. So I'm not seeing anything on Instagram these days. But all right, guess that's it.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, well, thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.